collect participants from 6 prefectures. Use Hokkaido Shinkansen line. In the travel agency's tour, Hakodate by Shinkansen. Then they'll take a chartered plane to Wakanai. From there, they will ride a ferry to visit the islands of Nishiri or Daebun to enjoy and local. This itinerary is possible because so quickly from Honshu to Hokkaido. Sugita says he will understand the advantage. There are high hopes that the Shinkansen will invigorate the local tourist industry and economy.
During the new year, I went to cover Hakodate and other locations associated with the bullet train. It seems that the local communities and other entities involved have stepped up their preparations for the opening. We look forward to seeing what we can be created by the start of the Shinkansen bullet train. The first train will depart in about 9 hours.
Now today's watch. Shikoku Electric Power Company has decided to decommission the number 1 reactor at its Ikata nuclear plant in Ehime Prefecture. The operator, meanwhile, has unveiled a plan to get reactor number 3 back online. The number 1 reactor at the Ikata plant will reach the 40-year limit of its operation. The reactor has been offline since it underwent reparations in the wake of the nuclear meltdown in Fukushima. Shikoku Electric Power Company today officially incident. The number 3 reactor has already meeting the regulations. The utility has asked the Nuclear Regulation Authority to put it back online. The utility indicated that it has a plan to start up the reactor in late July. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry has met Russian President Vladimir Putin over the issue of Syria. After the meeting, Kerry said the two agreed to aim to outline a framework for a transfer of power in Syria and draft a constitution by August. He unveiled that the two agreed to speed up efforts to bring a breakthrough to the stalemate. Russia remained unchanged in its position that the Syrian people should decide on the country's leadership. But the country confirmed that it would work closer with the United States to resolve the problem of Syria. Our reporter Junko Noda says the agreement is a sign of a breakthrough to the deadlock. In the meeting, the two leaders are believed to have found some middle ground on Syria's leadership, the biggest stumbling block to the Syrian stalemate. The United States and Europe, supporting anti-Assad forces, are showing signs of readiness to tolerate the continuation of the Assad administration for some time. They've begun focusing more on measures to deal with the refugee crisis and the fight against Islamic State militants, rather than their hostility towards President Assad. It also appears Russia is not particularly concerned about what to do with President Assad as long as its own interests are protected. To promote peace talks, the United States and Russia are required to narrow their differences and talk both Assad to pave the way for a peaceful transition of power. A panel of experts has finalized its proposals for reforming the university entrance examination system. The government is planning to drastically change the way universities select their students. The University of Tokyo held a graduation ceremony today. How is the college entrance examination system likely to be revised? The expert panel multiple choice test, applicants should write in their own words in exams for the Japanese language and mathematics. But the panel put off applicants to sit exams multiple times a year because of questions about how to arrange the schedules. The The members spent 1 year discussing the issues, but they failed to finalize their view on whether to grade applicants or with detail by fiscal 2017. Children are trying to form a human pyramid, but the formation collapsed. He says 9 school children have died and 92 others have been left with disabilities due to acrobatic gymnastics in more than 8,000 over the 46 years through last year. The agency has notified the boards of education and other education authorities nationwide to ensure that schools should refer to group gymnastics if they can't guarantee the children. But it stopped short of imposing a ban or setting a limit on how high human pyramids can go. The senior agency official says individual schools are responsible for making decisions on how to teach children and should be allowed to go ahead with gymnastics if they see them as an effective means of education.
Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has indicated that he'd cycle